Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. In today's video, I am going to be doing a real-time plan with me for the week of July the 7th through the 13th. This is going to go way better than the last plan with me. I am manifesting it. We are gonna make this happen. I just really didn't like that the last week video was not real time. It was a bunch of catch up. It was a mess. So I was like, I can't do that. So the first thing we have to start with is we are going to set up the week, and I'm going to get a little crazy this week because I've got an Alice in Wonderland theme. So sounds like a great opportunity to me to try some new things. And we are going to first and foremost lay down some Tombow in black. Shocking, very shocking. I may actually hate it in the end, but we're gonna give it a go nonetheless. Okay, so the first thing I'm kind of doing is laying down the markers. So it's right after, it's like the second line. Okay, and then I'm gonna go across. I think this is the one that could get a little dicey with appearances, but we're gonna be okay. I think I'm even kind of embracing if it's a little bit messy and not perfect at this point, but I think it's gonna be rather cool. But we're gonna let that chill and we're gonna let it sit for a little bit. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go in with my blue Signo Uniball DX. That is weird. I have cat hair everywhere right now. This is, I think, like light blue or something like this. I definitely want a pretty decent presence of this blue throughout because we do have Alice, so there's like a good bit of blue, so I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple pages so that I have a little bit of a buffer, because with this one, I don't have, this pen actually writes pretty decent. It doesn't get juicy like my one from last week does. I am looking for a sticker book. Every time I say I'm looking for something and I like take my time, I always feel like that French recording in Hocus Pocus, when they're trying to lure them into the oven, the pottery oven, and it's like, I am looking for a book. Sorry, if you know, you know. Okay, so I am going to write the titles in white in my Uniball Signo DX, but I need this to dry really well, so I'm not gonna write these in until probably like tomorrow or Wednesday. Like I'm gonna give it a minute. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm gonna write skincare, vitamins, meds. Already loving my handwriting. Meals, workout steps. VV10 and read. And then that will leave me room here at the bottom to do a water tracker. And I don't know color-wise how I want to do that. But I am gonna go ahead and mark off a few things. So I'm gonna do a slash for skincare, check off vitamins and meds, meals, no workouts. I don't think I hit steps. I'm thinking. And I already read. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark those things off. This section I think is going to be bills, but I'm gonna need to look them up. So whenever we meet again, I'll have popped in the weather, popped in my bills, and some tasks. I don't do those in real time very well because I just forget stuff, truthfully. Okay, so the next section is going to be my tracker. And I don't have my little thing under here. And I'm just gonna pick up a few pages. Okay. And then I am going to do the last one. It's so weird not to write the title. Make bed, dishes. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark some things off. So made the bed, dishes, floors, litter box, 10-minute tidy, and the garden. Okay, so trackers are set up for the day. And then I really like this blue. I think this is like the perfect blue. And I think what I'm gonna do is kind of whatever color palette is like in that little strip, I'm gonna use as like inspiration. So for this one, I might use like a purple. For this, I might use like a green or a yellow maybe. For this, I might use like a gray. I don't know. I really like this blue, but I know I don't wanna do the whole thing in blue. Okay, I'll give that some much needed thought. And then we're gonna pop back over here. I'm gonna throw my little board in, and then I'm going to just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, and as far as a mood for Monday, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of mark in down here. I'm just not in the best headspace. Saturday, Sunday, and then as far as energy goes, I'm actually pretty good. I'm more in like a neutral space. And then for reading, got plus 30, 20, 10, 0, and I freaking did what I try my best not to do, which is I forgot to put my thing at the top. It's fine. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and check that off. Which is gonna be my Sunday upload. Do you wanna do full apartment clean? And like I said, there's some other things I'm just really bad, and I kind of just write that more in real time. So I have to go here shortly, but I'm gonna go ahead and fill in some stuff. Like I said, I do think I want to use purple, like a pink or purple, maybe a pink. Do I want to do pink? I don't think there's really going to be another shot for pink, so maybe I can do kind of rainbow. Let's do pink. I may hate it, but let's give it a go. It may like be too light or something, but we're gonna try it. All right, so I also have my stickers kind of everywhere at the moment. And I'm worried that the ones I want are not where they're supposed to be. Let's do, I like this like periwinkle purple situation. Like I said, I really just want to play with whatever color scheme is maybe in that area. So why? I'm gonna do dishes, laundry, and tidy. I do wish I had gone more of a purple route because it's a little bit of a weirder pink than I really intended, but that's kind of what I've gotten up to at the early stages. And then for work, let's see, maybe this like blue. I'm actually gonna save that one for a different thing. Not too crazy. Okay, this should be a good one. This will be more blue and purple. And it will totally work. And then I can do Sonia, emails, Johnson, King, and then draw a line. One, two, three, four, 30. Okay. I'm gonna hop back in this book for a car sticker. And I'm just gonna do pick up car at Goodyear. I had a appointment. I have an appointment where the car needs to be picked up after work. Okay, and then I am going to use a tiny icon. For Money Matters. So I needed to check finances, pay bills, and then I'm just gonna do a dot for VV10 because typically I just need to download content and the lessons and stuff like that for the day. So that is where I am going to stop things. Oh, and I can go, because I was smart enough to make a note. We're at 23 pages, so I can go ahead and make my dot there this morning. Okay, cool. All right, so that is going to lead us out for right now. And then the next session that we do, I promise you, we're not gonna turn this into the last video. In the next little section, we are going to obviously handle our next day. I'll figure out a color situation. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I just keep it really simple and bounce between like pink and a purple. So, or a few different like colors in here. I don't know, but that pink came up way more aggressively than I thought it was gonna be, like a baby pink. So, and then also at that point, I might have added a few more tasks, and I will definitely be putting in what bills I need to pay here as well. So I will catch you guys in the next little clip. See you soon. Hello again. As promised, I have put in some tasks. I have written in my bill list, and I have even popped in the weather for 2 days. So what I want to start with is everything is true to form here. I did want to add one more little thing down here to set up weeks. So I worked on setting up my Hobonichi weeks, monthlies. I'm actually gonna put that in there because I have space. And I was watching Rings of Power. Sometimes I write down what I was watching and sometimes I don't. It just really honestly depends. That being said, I am gonna go ahead and make a little mark here for weeks. I'm just gonna do a slash because, and I can do a weekly slash since I worked on that as well. I'm actually gonna do a slash again for that. But yeah, I just worked on the week setting up 2 monthlies, which you guys will see at another time. So I really wanted to keep the light blue thing somewhat cohesive throughout if I was gonna change colors elsewhere. So there's that. So now kind of moving into mood for Tuesday, I would say I was more in the middle. Energy-wise, definitely better. And then as far as reading goes, I did not count my pages, but I did read already. So I will have to count those out first and foremost. Okay, and then now let's also take a look at this. Let's do everything in blue first. Okay, so skincare, vitamins and meds. I don't think I finished logging my meals. I know I didn't work out. I need to check steps for both of these days actually. And then no VV content other than like downloading, but I did read. So marking that off. We already handled that. Make my bed every day. I'm really, really good about that. And then there. Okay, so that covers all of the blue. All right, so I'm gonna leave that up here since we're using him this week. And then I am going to see about, I've been kind of struggling in the morning, to be quite honest. Oh, we're gonna use this really pretty color. So this is Pistachio Cream Color. This is a Uniball 1. I did figure out by writing with this particular pen that I really love Uniball Signo DXs and 0.38. Like, I love the fine tipness of it. I think it writes beautifully in every color I've tried. The only thing I don't like is that I have to take the cap off, like that it's not a click pen. That's like literally the only thing I don't care for, unfortunately. And I'm gonna slip this little guy under here just as a little bit of support. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to find a work sticker, and we already kind of briefly talked about this in the last little pickup. Was I really did not want to be, I really don't want to be, would be the proper word. So I like the yellow idea. Let's do yellow because I've still got a lot of yellow. I'm just gonna put that here. And it's more to do with the fact, and I'm gonna take it all the way to 630 or 630, because it's 16 and a half is what it is. All the way to 430. A lot of the time when I don't want to be at work, it is because, oh, I really love this green. Yeah, I thought this was the kind of green I wanted to pull out. I find that the reason that I typically don't want to be at work is if I don't have a lot to do and I'm bored, more or less. And I have a lot to do at home. That usually is what makes me like the most ornery. And I'm pretty shot out of a cannon on Monday. Like, I'm usually trying to get the most that I can done. So there's that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and list Padrero because that turned into a whole thing. And then also I did allocations for October. Okay, and that takes up a good amount of space. But if I don't have, like, if my personal and work life are kind of like at odds, as in like I've got more to do at home than I also could have used like I really would have liked a brighter green, but I don't really have one. I think I want to buy myself the like set of the Uniball DXs that have like all the colors in them. Okay, I'm like all over the place today. And again, losing my entire train of thought. But I essentially, like, when things are lopsided like that, I get really cranky at the office because I'm there, I don't have that much to do, and I'd rather be at home getting stuff done so that when I'm home I can do like the fun stuff, I guess. And everything was really kind of a wreck after last week. So such is life. So I'm just gonna do like a quick little tidy apartment because that's really what was going on mostly in the morning. I have also been sleeping way late for me. So normally I used to get up between like 4, 5-ish, and lately I've been getting up around 6-ish. So I think my body's happy about it, but it definitely means that I'm not getting as much done early in the morning, which is kind of problematic. So in here, I'm gonna do a little VVX and another dot for stickers. And I'm gonna put week in the life so I know what the fuck the stickers were. I feel like I haven't had like a nice little PSA in a minute that I do cuss in my videos, so I'm really sorry if that's not your jam. I'm just trying to be me. That's all we're doing here. So, I was gonna put down a bill sticker, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that because I was trying to pay my bill, I think, and then ended up having to call. And then I had 2, 3. I'm gonna do meal plan, and then I'm gonna put receipts because I need to scan them. I'm working on Week in the Life stickers so that I can actually film hopefully Wednesday or Friday, worst case scenario Saturday. I really hope it doesn't all fall on Saturday, but I need to actually film Sunday's video, which is going to, by the time, how is that gonna fall? This video will come out after that one. I am hopefully going to be doing a Week in the Life daily spread. So I've already done a version of my weekly using my Week in the Life book. This one, I'll use the Week in the Life book and the weekly spread to do daily pages. And then I'm gonna do another video that's gonna be the Week in the Life in my 5-year, and then I'm gonna do another video where it's actually Project Life. So we'll have Week in the Life content in various forms, and that might be the most successful Week in the Life I've ever had, because normally I just do the journal and then abandon it. Maybe I'll go back and do that. Like, we can go back and do like a flashback of previous years. Okay, I'm slightly ahead of myself. I need to stop. So I am going to put my tiny icons away again. I feel like I could also add, I'm not gonna worry about it. I did go to Kroger, but I've already put the weekly, so there's that. And I don't wanna like mess that up that much. I do need my household book because I need to make sure trash and recycling go out. do want to use some of these icons now that I found them. Okay. I like the idea of the matching, but I also like the color idea here. And I like that this is like a soft pinky color. Okay. And then I can do recycle, trash, and then I need to do like a little YouTube doodad. Film and post last week. Plan with me. Oh, that smooshed a little. All right, and that will wrap up this day. I kind of like the multicolor situation. I like that I feel like I could have picked like a more cohesive color palette, like sticker wise, like maybe only did tiny icons. I haven't done a tiny icon spread, like only tiny icons in a minute. Maybe I will do tiny icons in a week or two, because I've got like I think it's Devil Wears Prada theme going on, and that would be really pretty. Yeah, and then let that kind of shine a little and do like a soft pink and maybe a gray, so it's not as jarring. So, all right. When we come back, I feel like I'm taking commercial breaks, Jesus Lord, but this is what happens when it's in real time, or should happen. So when we come back, I will have popped in my reading, because I'm not 100% sure what that is. And the weather probably for Wednesday, because I'll try to grab that before I get started with that particular segment. Awesome. Okay. That will wrap up this particular segment. All right, so it is time for us to fill in Wednesday. So I've already popped the weather in. It was a pretty decent day, but we had some afternoon storms, like power flickering storms. And it's like, I never really saw it even rain every time I peeked outside. It was just like some Avengers are gonna come through the sky mess. Like, it was just crazy. So let's start with our trackers. As far as my mood goes, I would say I was actually pretty happy. I was really happy today. And my energy was really good. I actually didn't get any reading done because our reading group is kind of behind. I do like kind of a book club, watch club with my coworkers. And so it's either we're watching something, most of the time we're watching something, but this time we're reading something. We're reading the Testaments right now. And everybody was behind. So everybody finally got caught up, but then I had art class tonight. So yeah. Anyway, I did add order labels because I'm starting to run low on sticker paper. So I want to go ahead and do that. I also want to add a bill while I'm thinking of it that I haven't paid. And that is Goodyear, so that I can pay it off and get the other side of my breaks done. We'll do a slash for weekly here. Make bed, dishes, floors, litter box. Definitely did a 10-minute tidy today. I started working on the counters, but I didn't finish. I'm not going to count that. Garden is like an everyday thing right now. I also just realized I have not marked in my water, so let's figure that out, because I don't particularly have a color. Maybe I can I don't know that I want to do black again, because then I would have to let it sit. Let's see. Part of me wants to do another blue, but like a darker blue. I'm definitely overthinking this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it this blue. So all my trackers are in this blue, and like the tracking knowledge. Okay. I drank all my water on Monday, but I did not do so hot yesterday. I missed it by 2, and then I did drink all my water today. Doing this a little bit later than I would have preferred, truthfully. Okay, but it was a very good day. All right, so I need to use my little elliptical. I'm so happy to be using my elliptical stickers, and I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, I'm happy that I'm using them, but I'm not at the same time. I'm gonna use this dark gray, just because if we look at this block, a lot of what I see is that gray. I could have used yellow, but I feel like there's other sections that could benefit from that. So hopefully this doesn't look terrible. And then I did TCMC videos. Let's catch up. And then I'm going to do a tiny icon for TV because I watched the season finale. The season 2 finale for Rings of Power today. I'm looking for my TV. Of course, it's all the way in the back. A majority of the day was spent cleaning and working on virtual voyage stuff. Season 2 finale, Rings of Power. And it was so good. So good. I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, I'm not gonna use another tiny icon. I've like kind of hit that. I did not get to work on my week in the life dailies like I wanted to, which was deeply unfortunate. Okay, let's see if I can find like a tidy-ish sticker. A lot of it was like putting away clothes and decluttering type of thing because it was like an all holy nightmare in my house. Sweeping some stuff. I might just use a house. Yeah, I'm gonna use a yellow house because there's like some yellow that I could pull. Honestly, a majority of it happened later in the day, but we're gonna go with this. So I'm gonna do tidy apartment, floors, kitchen. That was like a majority of it. I feel like that really encompassed it. Like, it was more like put your shit away. Like, that's really what it is, because everything got strewn out all over the place over the course of last week. I do like the gray because I feel like it tones down like these black sections a lot, and I feel like we can bring in a teal like here maybe, and then like this is gonna be a little tricky right here. And then, yeah, like little color pop. I really like the little color pops. I didn't think I was gonna love this, and I was a little concerned, truth be told. Okay, so what I do wanna find is, even though I was remote, my day was a lot of calls, more than anything. And again, what color do I want to pull out? I'm actually gonna put in the black, I think, because this has been kind of like a more neutral one, but I'm also pretty heavy. I mean, I'm pretty heavy on the yellow too, but I just used yellow, so I don't want to do that. Do that. So calls ended up being Pedrera. And I will probably have to head out of here. Yeah, so it was like calling carriers and all that kind of stuff. And then I even had to call, I'm gonna put this on here, I had to call Goodyear because that was a whole thing, or Citibank. But okay, so that handles that. Like I said, it was a very full day for sure. I'm going to put these away. No, I'll leave them out so that I don't forget to pull them for Thursday, I think. But I do want a super cute, like, crafty kind of sticker. Or like a paint. A paint would be good. Ooh, paint would be really nice. So we'll hold that to the side. I know I have. I thought I did. Tombow would work. This was like definitely a thing. Maybe not though. I thought I had more like something like this. That might be it. Or this one. Because there were no scissors involved. It's definitely been like a painty kind of time. Okay, we will do journaling time and save the crafty time for a different one. And then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then I did VV10. I definitely did this abbreviation the other day. What was it? Mother Nature Journal Girl. And because that was, I'll show you. Oh my gosh, that's what I can do. I can show you what I did. I started working on this gem. And I know it's gonna like completely be, let's see if I can zoom out. In case anybody has been wondering what I've been up to, this like is mixed media, so it's like sprays, it's like, I love that it's shiny, so I've got like some Heidi shine in here. This is paintbrush, this is stencils, this is stencils, I think this is a stamp I watercolored. I really love how this turned out. I don't love this like mustardy color, but like I can't even, this is just watercolor splatter. If you look really close, you can see where I drew her underneath, but this is gonna be the base layer for like a art journal page. So this is what I was working on the majority of the day in between work phone calls because I had to let stuff dry. So that was super fun. And then this was a theme night, but it's not called, what is it called? It was just a theme night. I'm crazy. There's theme nights and then there's live on the Lido deck. Theme night at 8 p.m. And I'm gonna put in quotation or in parentheses Daisy because that was the theme. Is the theme. Correct grammar. Perfect. Okay. So I am gonna put some toys away, and I've already connected some dots. I'll connect the rest of those. I think that's where I leave you in this segment. I think that's it. I don't think, it's so weird to be like doing this in better timing. Like I said, I just felt like I owed the universe a better video because when I'm catching up like that, I just forget everything in the in-between, like all the little tiny nuanced things that I could pop in there. I don't know, it's just, it turns into a massive mess overall. So I'm much happier with how this is coming along. I will zoom you back in. I'm so sorry about that. I think we can ditch this now because I don't need the support up here. I'll need it down here. But the next time I see you, we're gonna be filling out Thursday. See you then. Hello, hello. It is Friday, so we've got quite a bit to fill in. I already marked in my trackers, my mood, my energy. I did not put my reading, so we're gonna go ahead and pop in my reading. I read like 28 pages, so I didn't quite hit 30, but that was the reading. And then as far as my car, I did the brakes. So I'm gonna do a little circle down here and do a check mark for that, just the brakes tab. And that is about it there. I do need to do, so we've got skincare, vitamins and meds. I did log my meals, and you'll see I even marked in some other things. I did a little bit of investigating yesterday, so, and had the chance to pop in my meals. I didn't do a workout. I did hit my steps. So my step goals are to hit 12,000, but if I hit 10, I do a little dot, and if I hit 12, I do a little X. Did I work on VV10 other than downloading? No. Debatable. I'm gonna do a dot because this is cheating. Because my next assignment after the one I'm working on right now, which is the pretty green background I showed you guys, maybe if I finish that during this plan with me, I will show it to you guys. I am planning to do a flip through of that journal when I'm done with Virtual Voyage 10, which is the art class I'm currently taking through James Luke Burke Creative, JLB Creative. Everything will still be available after the course, so it's something you're interested in. The only thing that really changes post-course or anything like that is that the live streams aren't live. But I really encourage you, if you need something fun, if you're watching this too far in the future, the courses aren't available anymore because everything's leaving Teachable at the end of like October, I think. Not the point. It's still amazing. I'm gonna do a flip through of like where I'm at right at the end of the course, like what did I accomplish over 5 weeks essentially, and then I am going to do another flip through when I finish the course in its entirety, and then I think I'll do another flip through when I finish the journal. I'm trying to literally like mine all of the goodness out of it that I can, I think. I don't know if I'll separate into that many. Okay, and then I did read. So we're gonna do that. The reason I'm putting a dot, sorry, is because my next assignment is it's called playback. So it's when you basically, if you've ever scrap lifted before from something, that's basically what it is. What I think I want to do is, not what I think, I went back through my old journals, my old Hobonichis, and you basically take an old drawing that you did and redo it. So there's that. Don't have anything to add there. As far as this goes, I am gonna put that I worked on my weekly because okay, and weeks. I did work on weeks. I have not been doing dailies, I'm so sorry. I really didn't screw with dishes yesterday or floors. I did do the litter box. I didn't really do a tidy or a task, so there's that. But what I did do is I did drink all my water. Okay. Now in terms of trackers for today, or do I want to finish? I'll do all the tracking. Let's start there. Okay, so my mood is good. My energy is good, and I am gonna read later. So let's just connect some things. We have decided that we're going to, and I do have it, Finished Testaments on my list. We've decided that we're gonna finish the book this weekend, but not the like appendix side. So there's that. I'll have to put the weather in after. I do need to switch my pen. So I am gonna use this like really pretty teal color. I think I had it in between wanting to use, or should I use the yellow? I don't know that I would want to use that yellow. Maybe this yellow. Because I feel like there's a good bit of blue, but I like this like teal color. But I'm worried I'm gonna use the yellow. Yeah. Because I like the soft blue that's been going on throughout here, and that it's more like Alicey blue. Okay, decisions have been made. Okay. So, like I said, I've been kind of waking up late. I did do a small tidy of the apartment, but not too much. I do like this yellow, and it's like more on par with that. Okay, and then I need to retrieve a little Target sticker and a nice little Target stroll. Do I have anything that's got like an arrow to it? Okay. And I'm just gonna kind of encompass a few things in this space, like checking my finances in Goodyear. Oh, I'm so happy I chose this yellow. It's so pretty. Because I needed to pay the Goodyear bill once we finally figured that mess out. And then from there, I started work tasks and meetings. So I want to do I've already got this black one. It didn't feel like that. I really just don't quite, it's so funny to me that I kind of don't feel like that much anymore. I'm gonna do No, I don't like that. But if I do it in black, it's gonna be really noticeable. It's gonna be okay. Okay, so we're gonna do tow cars at 10 a.m. Rollovers, and that was plural. Finish up the estate plan with Joanne. Oh, I love this freaking yellow. Like, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. And then I want to use a tiny icon. It's not really a tiny icon, actually. It's just kind of another sticker. And I'm trying to like figure out where. Oh, I know what I can put in here. I haven't finished it, but we'll come across it. Oh, I'm just gonna put love and Dyer. There were just like two quick things that I needed to do for them. And then this is gonna be farther down than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. I wanna use this. I'm literally overthinking a balloon color. This is insanity. I kind of want to put a gray one though. Like a blue gray. We'll use that. April and Dan birthday. Birthday lunch at 11-ish, and I just realized I covered. I'm just not doing well with this. So we're gonna do, because I did get to the office early, so I'm gonna do, and that was work related. I was a little late leaving, but not like egregiously, so. And then I'm just gonna put a dot for VV10 because I needed to do some downloading with that. One day, I think like the way I'm gonna do this is like section it off a little bit better, but like it cracks me up because this is like supposed to be like my little DIY sticker sheet, and then I'm still over analyzing the bejesus out of it all the time. I do feel like I need a tiny icon is what I was saying. I think at one point where I need a movie type thing because I started watching The Brutalist yesterday. I got about halfway through it. Actually, I'm gonna use a book because that I did start watching The Brutalist in the morning and I haven't finished it completely. So I'm gonna do my chapters where was it? '21 and '22. And then I was going through, honestly, I was like going through journals, watching The Brutalist and reading. So it was like a really chaotic, I couldn't get settled type of evening. So there was that. But that finishes us out for yellow. The only thing I didn't do that I'm kind of not super happy about is not using like one of these stickers, because I'd kind of like use one in each, but that's okay. We can use one here for this lovely car appointment to tie that in as well, which I like. So I'll lay that down. For 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to finish marking in Friday things. So I did take my vitamins and meds already. I haven't done anything else on that tracker. We can go ahead and do a slash for weekly. I haven't messed with anything else yet. I have almost finished an entire bottle of water, but I'm not gonna mark it quite yet. The bed is actually having to be remade because Banks had a hairball, such is life. And the litter box has been taken care of. And I started the garden, but I haven't finished everything I want to do. So there's that. I can put my, I think I'm gonna keep my work stickers out for just a little second. Okay. I will need to put my weather in, so I'll keep my pen out so I don't forget that. I can put that one away. What color am I thinking? I'm really feeling a purple. I think I'm gonna use red for that one, orange for this one. That might be like too much, but I think I'm gonna do a purple, like this purple. Okay. So I really didn't do anything before the at 8 a.m. and this went until 10. I do like that purple. I do like the bouncing of the colors. Like, it still could have been a little bit cleaner and neater and all the things, but it is what it is. I am going to use a tiny icon for my work tasks today because there are not many things that I have to give my attention to, but they are time consuming. One of them is a prep, so I'm gonna do that. And Fridays and Wednesdays are the only days I don't draw my lines because I'm kind of in between things, but my in-office days I always put the lines. Okay, so I want to do toggle, and then I want to do dolk, and I think that is it. I don't know that anything else will come up, but if it does, I'll leave some space for it. I do want to go work out. But I am gonna pause here because I feel like I'm gonna get really, really overwhelmed if I start marking all kinds of crazy mess in. So I'm gonna do tidy apartment. And I'm also going to be working on some virtual voyage things, and I'm also so many things. I want to work on virtual voyage today. I need to go to Kroger today. I'll do this. I'll do meal plan And I'll do a dot for groceries because I need to do that. And I need to do a workout. I keep saying I'm not going to write anything, and then I write 5 more things. It's just the nature of this whole thing. I am going to do a crafty time. And I'm going to do this because I feel like this is the best way to classify this. So I'm going to do VV10. I'm not going to be super precise. I'm going to do week in the life. And I feel like that's it. I feel like I'm missing something. That's why I'm like, all right, this is where we stop because I am getting a little concerned. So I'm going to be working on, I would say update planners, and that's probably what I'm going to put, honestly. So the next time I check in with you guys, we'll fill in some more trackers. Sorry, I was like a little bit out of frame there. I've got you very zoomed in. More zoomed in than I normally would have, I feel like. But my next step from here is to tidy the apartment up, kind of start getting a plan together for the weekend, because I actually have tomorrow to get a lot done. There's like a little pool party type of thing that I'm gonna have to mark in here at some point. But yeah, the name of the game is be crafty, clean. Crafty and clean. That's the entire MO for the rest of the weekend. So I will be working on that. Again, I really like this purple. It turned out really nice. I might have to do a green here though, like a different green. Do I have a different green? We had this discussion already. Where's my icky scrap paper? Is this like egregiously dark? I really want like annoying green, like bright green, like green. But I don't know that I have that, and I don't want to do red and orange next to each other because that's going to be so aggressive. So maybe orange, and then I could do this so like I bookend with that gray as well. But I really like that red. That's tomorrow's problem. That is entirely tomorrow's problem. We'll see what we get up to in that. But yes, so the name of the game is tidying and getting ready for the weekend and just being in a good place. I have big plans and lofty visions, but I will catch you guys in the next clip. Hello, lovely humans. So it is Saturday afternoon and we are going to fill in a few things, catch up on a few things. So let's get going. So first things first, I think what I want to do is let me address the trackers. Let's do trackers first. Okay, so tracker wise, I had filled these in, I think in the last little segments. I did go ahead and add my reading. I read about 21 pages. If I read over that, unless I hit the 30, I don't put the mark. So an answer if anybody had a question there. I don't have any tasks to check off. I am starting to do the full apartment clean today. I'm not going to be able to do the car clean this week because it's just not in the cards. I do want to post some content, and this is cheating a little bit. So I am going to finish the testaments this weekend because that's what we assigned over the weekend. But there's also like a symposium and like appendice in kind of thing that we want to read, like an interview with Margaret Atwood at the end and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to count it and keep it moving. I don't know that I'm going to get to order my labels this week, unfortunately. Just some things. I know it's not much, but it's just something that I don't have to do this week, so I'm not going to do. So coming straight down from here. So let's go ahead and put in my mood. I am actually in a good mood, and I do have good energy. I haven't read today, so we're gonna leave those. Skincare, I get a slash for yesterday and a slash for today. I've taken my vitamins and meds. I have not logged my food for yesterday or today, so I do need to do that at some point. I did work out yesterday. I'd like to work out today. I don't think I hit my steps yesterday, but I have to look. And then I did work on Virtual Voyage, and I did read. Okay. And I have worked on Virtual Voyage a little bit today, and we'll work on it some more later. That's kind of where I'm at there. Moving over to this, working on a weekly section. I don't know why I was putting slashes. Usually a slash means that like I kind of worked on something but kind of didn't. So I don't really know what my thought was. I am gonna go ahead and mark dailies, but I'm gonna do it with a slash, and this is why. So I'm working on dailies, but I'm kind of not working on dailies. I'm not gonna do my today daily, but I am gonna be filming content. So, and that's other dailies. Maybe that's what I was thinking of, I don't know. I did get all of my water except for one glass, so I'm gonna mark 7 in, and then I've got a whole bottle down. And already started the second today. Oh, I did finish making the bed on Friday. I was like, why did I slash that? Because there was a hairball situation. I already made my bed today. Friday were dishes, Saturday's dishes. Floors is a big one today. And I'll talk about that when we get to popping everything in. Definitely tidied. Definitely got a task done. Definitely got some garden stuff. So I did very, very good today on things, which was the goal, which is always the goal. All right, and I've already popped the weather in for both of these days. So we can put the blue pen away and grab this guy. So I am going to go ahead and draw a line through groceries, and I'm gonna use that little dot to help make it work. It's rare that I have to do that anymore because most of the time I mark it in after I've done it. So I had every intention to go to the grocery store, every single intention, and then we got some thunderstorms, and I really didn't want to go out in them, and I had really kind of had a wonky day because I had the car appointment in the morning when I would normally work out. So my workout got pushed. I was trying to work on art stuff, trying not to be discombobulated by the clutter in the house, kind of make a rough idea of what I wanted to do, and then talk to Jeffrey for a little while. He was going through some stuff. And then once all that got ironed out, I took a shower, and I need to order more taco stickers. Note self. Huh, that's a little strange. Okay, that's different. Normally I have like all the taco stickers ready to go. I wonder if I have them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put him over here. Oh, and this didn't happen either. Friday was hard. I shouldn't have put that much in there. Like, again, normally by the time I film these clips, I've like had my day, or I know I can get done what's on the list. And like, groceries should have been an easy thing, and I just decided against it really last minute because, like I said, I just kind of had a bit of a day, and I didn't need to do it. Let me put it that way. That was a majority of the reason. I did not need to actually go to the grocery store and get anything. I had stuff for dinner. slash what I needed for the rest of the day and into the next one. There was just no need. There was no need to fight traffic and do all the things. There was a promo type of thing going on where my local grocery store had like extra points, but like I could not see them. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. So I got off the phone with Jeff, and then I feel like all of these stickers are so disorganized right now. Oh, I just had a brilliant idea. I think I might change what my upload is on Sunday, because I don't know that I have time to do what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm gonna finish one thought at a time, and then I'm gonna tell you about my epiphany, because it's really cool. So it's gonna be nice, but it might also render verbiage in this video null and void. So we're gonna see. It'll be a surprise to everybody, I promise. So I took a shower, get in my pajamas, super comfortable, and I'm gonna work on art, my art class, and everything's all well and fine and great. And then I get a text from the apartment. I had messed up the dates. The pool party was not Saturday, it was Friday. It was totally fine. So I'm gonna put in quotations pool party and hope this fits, and it's not, so I'm gonna have to move little taco emoji. So I get this text that the apartment's pool party is gonna be from 6 to 8, hope see you there kind of thing. And they send out reminder texts. This is normal. I was like, shit. Because at this point, I had already eaten dinner and I was fully settled in to the apartment. But I don't know how to pass up a margarita. So, do I have... I do. Okay. I don't know how to pass up a margarita, so I went down there. Really? Whatever. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. I'm not moving it again. I can't stand it. It's gonna make me bananas. I gotta get my pins anyway. This is all over the place, and I'm sure it just sounds really bouncy because I'm having a lovely day, actually. Minus some very eclectic situations that have occurred. But anyways, I was very determined to go get my quote-unquote free margarita because, you know, I pay rent and events or hosts, you know, go on because of us and all of that fun stuff. So I was just like completely beside myself trying to figure out how I was going to do this. So I throw on some clothes, I go get me a margarita, and I came back and worked on art stuff until then. So it was fine. It was just not what I planned to do with my evening. And like I said, I'd had a bit of a day already. And yeah, I was just not into it. I want a movie sticker. I'm gonna need this little dude. I'm not gonna put my reading down there. I guess I could. It came after. It's fine. Okay. I don't need to make fetch happen. It's okay. I've read on the elliptical more than anything, and it was later in the afternoon. Let's make my eyes feel a little funny. Okay. So I've got movie icon. I finished the Brutalist this morning, and I want to use orange. I am going to give it, this could be controversial, 3 out of 5. It's a rough watch. I'm just gonna say that. There's a lot going on. It's a very long movie. It's a very long movie. It follows an architect post-World War II, assimilating, I think it's assimilating to kind of American culture, and just showing an interesting side of that, like, you know, what it was like to come to a relative here in the US and then maybe not be accepted all the way in the same way, and to be taken advantage of in different ways because you are in a vulnerable position. And it's a rough watch. It's definitely not feel good. It does get a little artsy, a little too artsy for my taste. I love a good abstract. I think I've said the same thing about the In the Zone movie, that it was a little too artsy, and I think that's great for a certain filmmaking style. No, nothing bad or anything. I just not for me. So yes, not that it's not for me, sorry. I need to clarify. Ooh, I also need a different kind of sticker, sorry. I always try to remember different stickers from different brands that I can use to also keep things cohesive, and I just realized I have some Once More with Love vacuum stickers. Sorry. I was gonna put the dusting one, but I feel like that's not gonna be as big of a priority for me this afternoon unless I sort out my video situation. Oh, I didn't do the video rant. We'll have to back up to that bit. There's my vacuuming stickers. I'm just gonna keep on the trajectory over here. And when I say floors, I mean I did the floors, okay? I swept, I vacuumed, and I mopped. So you could like eat off my floors right now. And I washed bath mats and stuff. So like super duper clean, which was very needed. I was making a lot of noise. And then I began the grocery shopping trips from literal hell. Literal. So I'm gonna tell you guys about my sub sandwich problems. And I also called Jen about this time. So I'm gonna do Publix, Kroger, ×2. And then I'm gonna do a little dot for meal prep because I need to marinate some chicken and stuff like that for tomorrow. I had to take some things out of the freezer, such as all that. I also really love that this is like a red orange, so it really blends into that section because I was like on the fence about doing a red. And I swear I have like a light purple like this. I don't know. I still don't want to put the red there, but I'm kind of wishing I had like a darker pink or a bright green. And I definitely, these are like more Statler colors. I might go back to the gray, like to wrap it up where I've had like all the braids. Or is there a color that I haven't really played with? That's a tomorrow problem right now. Okay. So pub sub problem. So I have a sub that I absolutely love from Publix, and I love it. However, they discontinued it, and now I have to make it myself. And thankfully, it is not super hard to make. I'm gonna do Weekend Life, and then I think I'm gonna leave that alone right there, and then I'm gonna work on some sticker organization later. I think that I'm gonna finish all my thoughts. So so I have to make the pub sub from scratch. If you know, you know, pub subs are amazing. Public subs are amazing. But they had this like London broil, French onion London broil. And what made it so good, is very simple. They had a French onion mayo. So top tier secret, you guys. It was their Publix onion soup dip mix poured into their mayonnaise. Like nothing crazy. Super easy to recreate. Okay, then you've got London broil. They had, and it was Boar's Head. So it's the Boar's Head London broil. It's the Boar's Head Swiss, everything like that. Super nice. And then they would take those like crispy onions that you can buy. I think they're from like Fresh something. Like they have like the tortilla strips and stuff too. And you would like put them like, think like what you would put on top of, I think like a green bean casserole, I think is what they are. And they were like sprinkled on top. I loved them with pickles. Like I would have pickles on the side a lot of the time. And I also recommend eating them with like sour cream and onion chips. So good. And they discontinued it. And so I went to the Publix that I was able to get it at for the longest. And that's not my normal Publix, and I should have known better, but I didn't. And so I shopped and I kind of bumbled around, and it was really weird. I saw a lot of really weird things on the way there. Like there were a bunch of cop cars at a storage unit. People were cutting people off and honking and being crazy. People cut in front of me at the actual Publix. And then I was like, okay. And then I went to Kroger after that to get everything I couldn't get at Publix, which is pretty normal for me to go to multiple grocery stores. I'm gonna talk and look for a sticker at the same time. So we're not all here like crazy. So this is why my videos are long format, guys, because I'm never gonna stop babbling. It's just not in the cards for me. So, but yeah, so I go to Kroger. They had pretty much everything I needed except for I am going through a birthday. I have been going through a phase for a while where I love vanilla birthday cake. And I'm talking like vanilla cake, vanilla frosting. I'm not talking vanilla buttercream. I want vanilla on vanilla, okay? Love me a birthday cake. I love me a funfetti cake. Like, I want birthday cake, vanilla birthday cake. And my favorite has been Kroger's $6 vanilla birthday cakes, which are ridiculous. And I have to talk myself into the $6 cake half the time. Whereas like if it were the confetti cake cookie from Crumble, I wouldn't even think twice about it. I'd order probably one every day if I could. So I finally decided that I was going to get one. The problem was the only one that they had was really sad looking, and it like said it expired like tomorrow. And I was like, nope. So passed on that. Well, as I'm in line, I realized that I have also forgotten several other items. I don't want to go back. And then I also wanted to go to this other Kroger that was by a Five Below, because Five Below had these like Flips pretzels I wanted to try. Then I looked up a review of the Flips pretzels, and the review was not favorable. So I decided, you know what? I'm not even gonna go get the flips. I can pick one or the other. And so I decided to go to the other Kroger and get a birthday cake. But this is where it's important. So the first Kroger I leave, nothing weird happened at the second Kroger. But the first Kroger, there were some like dude came up to me, and I was actually kind of nervous about it because like he like hollered across the parking lot at me when I was like going in, and like I felt like he waited for me to come out, which was really uncomfortable. So there was just a lot happening. So super just not normal Saturday nonsense. I did get to talk to Jen for a little bit, which is my bestie, and that was lovely. I'm gonna put an Alice down because we've got an Alice week. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to watch, and I almost messed up and wrote that in purple. I really could have abbreviated that. I'm gonna do an Alice in Wonderland marathon. I'm just gonna do like the original, and then I'm gonna go through the Tim Burton-y ones and just like to have something creative in the background going, and that'll last me for a little bit. So then I'll have a little bit of space, and I really don't know what I'm gonna do at that point, to be completely honest. I feel like it's gonna be a hard crash. And I feel like this marathon is going to continue on into tomorrow. I don't know what I would want to watch exactly. There's a lot of different movies kind of on my radar. So I might watch another one of these like award-winning, I said that in quotations like I was a mean girl. Mean Girls is also on my list. I'm not trying to be mean. I just think some of them are a little bit too artsy for my taste. And I've already said that, so I'm not going to beat that drum. My YouTube epiphany is that I realize that my stickers are not organized, and I've known that for a few weeks now. And I've been even toting around my 5/16 order in my bag to put away, and I haven't even done that. But I remember thinking like I want to redo my sticker book and then film it, and that definitely falls more into my Sunday content type of thing. So in case you're new here, I try to do my planner videos upload on Wednesdays. So that's where you're gonna see like a plan with me. That's where you're gonna see a flip through, a setup, all that kind of thing. But Sundays are more like organizational, or it's gonna be more of a journaling kind of thing, or memory keeping. So it might be just daily pages, or it might be a vlog, or it might be organizational, like I said, or it might be Project Life. And that's where the week in the life thing comes in. But I'm doing the entire week in dailies, and I'm a little bit nervous that it's gonna take me a while or give me carpal tunnel. So we're gonna have to see how it goes and see if I can make it happen for Sunday, because to be completely honest, I should have started it yesterday, and I should have started it last night, and I completely spaced and got sidetracked working on the project. So that is where we are at there, and I apologize, because the worst case scenario is that I don't post anything at all, which is also a possibility if my hand cramps up or I run out of time. So we'll see how we get on, but we'll see you guys tomorrow, and thank you for enjoying my little extra boosted rambles for this lovely Saturday. All right, it is time to wrap this one on up. It is actually Sunday, about 8 in the morning, which is definitely earlier than my normal for getting this all wrapped up, but I feel like we're gonna be able to capture the essence and get it moving. So my art supplies are starting to abandon me. I currently cannot find a stack of stickers revolving around kind of like Happy Meal, which is fine because I actually don't need them at the moment. I'm gonna say I'm in a pretty good mood because I feel like yesterday was really good. I got a lot done in terms of, just a little bit of everything. I definitely feel like my energy is still really, really good. And I have lofty goals. I did not get any reading. Did I read yesterday? No reading. And I will be reading today. I've definitely got some lofty goals today now that I'm thinking about it. But, I'm gonna leave that blank. So there's gonna be a couple things that this video is not gonna show, which is my reading. I'm not gonna necessarily do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do a circle for filming. I'm gonna go ahead and do a circle for these tasks that I did not complete. Maybe I can post some content today. Finishing the testants. Okay. So we already kind of talked through these tasks a little bit. Backing up just a touch. This video is not going to show how much I read. It's not necessarily going to show every tracker that I tracked. Just because I mark things off as I go. I try not to like mark something that I haven't done. I think I'm okay. I've already handled the garden for today. So, for example, I'm probably going to sweep the floor, and I don't think anything will be needing to be done with the litter box really before I leave, maybe a little bit of a refill or something. But more or less, little things like that are not going to get checked off. And I'm working on dailies today. I'll probably do some weeks work, stuff like that. I really haven't done anything in this category today because it's still pretty early, but that's the kind of stuff that's probably not going to make it, to this final. But I feel like you guys get the gist at this point, and I don't feel like, and I say this every time I cut like that little bit out or whatever, I don't feel like your viewing experience has changed by me checking off a few little trackers. I think you guys got it at this point. As far as my task goes, so I'm actually trying to stay on track a little bit today. So I am in the process of filming the week in the life dailies, which are part of my upload today. So I still have a lot of work left to do in this. I ran into a storage issue last night, so I'm still going to be working on that. As far as the full apartment clean, I just really concentrated on floors, which was a really great base, and just getting everything tidied. So I think what I'm going to do is add like a little dot for a tidy apartment, because I don't have that like listed anywhere, but that was definitely taking place in between like letting the phone charge and stuff like that. So I definitely want to put that in. Part of me really wants to find like another pinky purple, but I don't. I just don't feel like I have one, and I just feel like that red is so loud comparatively speaking, and I don't want to end there. I think I'm back to where I started with doing like a gray here just to like cap it, because there's so much color happening. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So there's that. So I'm gonna keep that blue pen on me, and I'll keep the gray pen on me today. Oh, so my supplies are running off on me was what I was saying. Here I was saying that I was staying on track. Legitimately, I don't know where my ruler has run off to. And I also don't understand why I can't find, it's like a stack of my stickers. And I know I have them, and they're like hidden in this binder somewhere. And I'm sure they're just like, I picked up 2 packs at one time and didn't realize it type of situation, which is rather annoying. I am going to do the rabbit only because there's like an Alice there. So I'm continuing my Alice marathon. There is another Alice in Wonderland movie I want to watch. It's older and it's pretty long. It actually has Gene Wilder in it. If you've ever seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Another fun thing about this week, why I'm kind of glad I'm filming, is the fact that my name comes from this. My like creating Wonderland comes from this, so that's super fun. And I kind of hadn't thought about that until now. Like, obviously I know that's where my name comes from, or my, you know what I mean. So I think that's really fun. Eventually we'll get there. Maybe keep that off to the side. And I'm gonna put plan with me and week in the life. I'm not gonna put specifics like film because I need to finish. I'm finishing filming this. And then I'll edit and I'll export and all of that fun stuff. And then I will continue with week in the life and doing the same process to try to get them both out today, please. Pray for my sanity. And then I am actually going straight to Jess from here, but there will be kind of like a little bit of a tidy situation that needs to get done. And a get ready and pack up and, you know, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna put pack up and a little dot for Binks. I didn't have much to do in the garden. I really just needed to water the cucumbers. I do need to pick a cucumber. I thought, just throwing that out there. I'm gonna leave that out just so I remember. And then, let's see. So I do wanna put a workout on here. I just don't know what it's gonna be yet. Typically it would be cardio, but I don't think that's gonna happen today. I think it's just gonna be a little bit more generic of a workout. I really need to work more on like strength training. And I think this is a good one. Actually, I think I want to do this because I haven't used one yet. I am going to be what? Y'all. I don't know why this is skipping. I don't know if it's because I don't have like a pencil board behind it. So that's all dinner stuff. And I'm gonna put and gravy because it's gonna be delicious. And then I'm making us sandwiches for lunch, and I think that's the end of the cooking of the things. If I have time, I'm going to try to work on some virtual voyage stuff, and I'm going to try to read Handmaid's Tale or finish the Testament. So I don't want to put anything past this point. I feel like that pretty much encompasses what all I have to do and will take a decent amount of time. I don't want to have to mark things out like I did earlier this week. I feel like that's a pretty decent place to stop. I'm sure Jeff and I think we'll probably watch the new Old Guard movie because we watched the first one. So that would be really nice. I kind of want to see if I can find, I don't know, like I'd like to find one of these stickers that works, but I think that ship might have sailed, unfortunately. Let's see. Maybe I could use like the money. Did I see a money? Yeah, but I think it's like a paper sticker, not a clear sticker. Oh, I could use a light bulb sticker because I need to pay my electric bill. Maybe. There we go, right there. Okay, I'll use that like towards the end of the day because I need to pay some bills and stuff like that. Either that or I might actually use the electric because I've got some color ones over here and the gold ones are already over. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm definitely gonna take this sticker book with me. I'm gonna put this away since I already kind of have a tiny icon on that day. And she's done. She's really done, minus, you know, tracking some things throughout the day, adding anything extra. You know what? We're gonna do this. We are going to go ahead. Should I use the red since I kind of wanted a pop of red, but not aggressive red, or do yellow because it's a light? Let's see. Don't think I want the orange. I think the yellow would be good. I think the yellow is good. Or the pink would have been nice. There. Okay. Let's see if the pencil board being there helps. Finances and J Power. Okay, that's perfect. And that leaves me space to write down movie, which I think I'm pretty sure what we're gonna watch. And then I don't have to tote an extra sticker book with me, which is nice. And like I said, this pretty much completes her for the week. So I hope you guys enjoyed tagging along with me. And I definitely feel like this is a redemption video from last week. I'm so sorry for that deplorable piece of content right there, because it was manic is what it was. That was definitely not my best work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and had a wonderful week yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I think I'm gonna give it a go to do a plan with me structured in my Hobonichi weeks and try a different style at the same time. So it's gonna be super fun. It's probably gonna be a little kooky, but that's okay. And it's a little something different. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And until the next time I see you, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. Bye everyone.